Hi, good morning. Welcome to the webinar for the free Thermostat project here with the AC Quality Care Program. I'm going to give attendees about 3 to 5 minutes here to join, and then we'll get started. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the webinar today. We'll be going through how to obtain thermostats through the AC Quality Care Program for free of charge. And what I'm going to do is provide you with the background and overview, give you a demonstration of how to request these thermostats, what we'll be requiring for serial number capture and reporting. I'll do a demonstration of application submission, give you an idea of what to expect, and show you a bonus, which I'm thrilled to present, is the sticker template, which will allow you to utilize these thermostats as a marketing tool as well. And then I'll open up the floor to questions and discussion. I will say throughout the webinar, if you do have questions, I would urge you to type them into the chat window on the right-hand side, just to make sure I have an active audience. Type into chat right now that you can see my screen. If you can give me a yes or a yep or a I see ya, that would be helpful. I've gone ahead and muted all attendees for now, and again, we'll open up the floor for discussion at the end. But in the meantime, please do type your questions into the chat window right here on the side. Can everybody see this? I'm going to go ahead and unmute. I want to make sure everyone can see this. Okay. I see Alexis has joined the call, Donica, Karen, Kevin, Lisa, and Sarah. Can you all see my screen? Great. Okay. Well, then let's move on. So first, I'd like to give you a background of the program and how it started. And the goal is to save energy and improve comfort to PG&E customers. Oh, by the way, I'm Hannah Hergus. I manage the program here with Build It Green for PG&E. And I'm here for your convenience. So the Thermostat program was developed as a result of a decommissioned program that had been designed to improve energy efficiency. We have approximately 3,000 Honeywell Vision Pro series that are programmable, available, and PG&E has been good enough to allow us to use this as a value added to the AC Quality Care program. So I'm very excited to present this as just another way to improve energy efficiency in the homeowners that we're servicing. One note I will make is that these are provided as is. They are fully functional as it relates to programmable capability. However, Honeywell does not warrant these systems, nor does PG&E. So contractors who are receiving and taking advantage of these will be responsible for servicing the units as well as replacing if need be. Some of the qualifiers in order to participate in this program are that an assessment be done. Number one, you would need to be enrolled in the AC Quality Care program, obviously. And then we would require 3 prerequisites. So the assessment, at least one of the energy-saving measures, which is a replacement blower motor and or a refrigerant charge adjustment, as well as a 1-year QM service agreement. Only applications that are submitted after the implementation of this program will be eligible, so it is not retroactive. Again, eligibility, you must be a contractor enrolled in the program, must agree to the initial customer support, and I'm going to go over the thermostat acquisition form here in a few minutes, which outlines the details of what we request and require as part of participating in the program. And then we do ask that you provide the customers a training to utilize the thermostat and additional customer support as needed. We recommend that you set the thermostat to recommended settings based on the homeowner's usage, and being that you're in touch with them directly, you would know best what that would look like. If we have someone who's retired and is home most of the day, obviously that would look different than someone who perhaps is just starting their career and is home very little. So in order to acquire these thermostats, we do have a thermostat acquisition request form, which I will go over with you here in a few minutes. And it's pretty simple. It's a 1-page document. You either email it or fax it in. And once we receive it, we will process your request. It can take up to 4 weeks to receive your order. There is no cap. However, we do ask that you show or demonstrate that you are utilizing these thermostats as part of the program prior to requesting additional thermostats. And in a few minutes here, I'll show you what that's going to look like. It's on a first-come, first-served basis. And once we run out, the program ends. So a couple of things to note. Thermostats can only be installed on the premises. The prerequisite measures were performed. We don't want you going out installing them in other customers' homes who are not participating in the program. So these are to be utilized exclusively for AC Quality Care participants and obviously PG&E customers. The contractor will be responsible for having the thermostat on hand when performing the service. One recommendation we do make is when you install the thermostat that put the old one in a utility closet or leave it on property. Down the line, it may be a simple fix if there were ever any complaints. If someone's unhappy with the new thermostat, it might be easiest just to give them back their old one. We do approve a replacement if there is a faulty thermostat. So if you had a homeowner who you installed a thermostat for and it shorted out or there was some type of defect in the thermostat, you're certainly welcome to replace it with another one that you have from our program. All we request is that you would report that to us either through email to someone here at Build It Green or in Salesforce, or excuse me, the contractor portal when submitting the application. During installation, the contractor will need to capture the thermostat serial number. One way to do that is to press the programmable controls on the thermostat and it brings up the serial number, and I'll go into a little more detail on that here later. So now that we've gone over the background, I want to open up the floor. Are there any questions? Okay, then we will proceed to the thermostat acquisition. Okay, so here we have the AC Quality Care Rebate website, and you would enter into the contractor portal, which would bring up the main page. If you go into Program Resources, you'll see here we have listed documentation as it relates to the program. If you go ahead and click on the Thermostat Acquisition Request Form, you'll be brought to this document. I'm going to run through this quickly in detail. We request that you confirm that you agree to install the thermostats for the customers utilizing the 3 prerequisites. Also taking note of the serial numbers in order to submit for application approval. The contractor understands and agrees to provide initial customer support when installing the thermostats and continue basic support during the 1-year QM service agreement, should it be required. We don't anticipate that this will be an issue. However, again, some of the fixes we recommend would be to either reinstall the old one or give them a new one on the off chance that it is a problematic thermostat. We ask the contractor to acknowledge that the thermostats are supplied as is. We will ship with an operations manual as well as an installation guide and an owner's manual that can be duplicated for the customer. We will accept orders until all inventory has been exhausted. And now let me go into a little bit about what this Tier 1, Tier 2 is. We do ask that you select one or the other, and it's based on historic program participation. If you have installed less than 200, or excuse me, if you have submitted applications for less than 200 QM service agreements, then you would fall under the Tier 1, which is up to 50 thermostats. Now, that's not to say that you're not allowed to request any in addition to that initial 50, but we do ask that you demonstrate that you've installed at least half prior to requesting more. The Tier 2 would be if you've submitted applications which include more than 200 one-year QM service agreements, in which case we recognize that you have the infrastructure to utilize these and are offering up to 500 at one time. So you would select the Tier 2 just by circling it on the document, and we would be able to send you 500. Again, you can request as many as you can install, and we'll go until we run out. Please allow up to 4 weeks for delivery upon submission of the order form. And finally, we ask that you agree to take full responsibility and not hold Build It Green or PG&E responsible for any defective units or problems that arise from the thermostat. So once you sign, include your name and title, your company name, and the date. Please also remember to add the address that you want these thermostats shipped to. Then you would either email it or fax it into this number. Now, part of this document includes a checklist, and we've included this as a handy tool to help you through this process to remember what's necessary. And you can keep this for your records or not. It's not necessary that you submit this document or maintain this document. But again, we've provided it as a way to help you organize as you utilize this program. We do require that you, at some point, document the serial number. And I'm going to go into how to submit the application here next. So you may ask, once I have the serial number, what do I do with it? Well, you would go into your dashboard, and this is a demo dashboard, so I'm using this for demonstration purposes. And when entering an application, you would enter the information as you do normally. However, you'll notice here we have a new option. And when you click on this, a box shows up. And it's necessary to include the serial number in this box prior to submitting. The application will not allow you to submit until this box is filled. I should also mention that in order to submit for the free thermostat, again, you would need to select the assessment, either the refrigerant system service or the replacement blower motor, or both, and the one-year QM service agreement. So are there any questions? I'm going to go ahead and unmute. Okay. Having some technical difficulties here unmuting. All right, Kevin, I see that you have a question. Can you pick them up at a training meeting is the question. Logistically, I don't know that that would be able to work. We have these at they're off-site. So when we ship them, they don't come from our office. So I would prefer that they go straight to your offices or an address that you provide rather than delivering them directly. However, if that's going to provide a hardship or a tremendous inconvenience, we can certainly talk about it. But for the integrity of the program and the convenience of, again, having these off-site, we do request that they be sent directly to the address that you've provided. Any other questions? Okay. Sorry, I'm having some trouble here accessing some of these questions. Next, what happens if we don't use all of the thermostats? Well, that's a really good question. We currently don't have a system in place. I would say if you have exhausted what you'll be utilizing and you have an overflow, give us a call. We can arrange that they be sent back, and we can redirect them to someone who could better utilize them. Any more questions before I move on? Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and, oh, you know what? The question pane just popped. Okay, I'm figuring this out. Alexis, are we required to give a 1-year warranty through the company? You're not required to give a full warranty on these systems. We do ask that you be available to help the customer for the first year should they require it. Did that answer your question, Alexis? Okay, and I see Karen also has a question. Will there be a way of contractors knowing when depletion of product gets close? That's an excellent question, Karen, and what I would say is we can put up on the dashboard when we approach, say, under 1,000 or 500, I would say between 500 and 1,000, we can put out an announcement that we are getting close to depleting the program. Okay. So next I'd like to show you what I'm showing you here is an outline detail process document that we'll be sending along with a copy of this recorded webinar for your own reference and records to keep. So I'd like to tell you about this template that we have. And we won't be able to provide support on it. However, we will send this to you directly, and it's a wonderful way for you to include your name. You know, my thermostat is right by my front door, and when I leave every day, I check it, and I see the Honeywell name, and it's become obviously a household name. But if you have your contractor sticker with your phone number and your logo, it's a good way to develop a relationship with the homeowners and establish a position of trust. They see you, you become part of their daily routine, and it becomes a familiar name that they know they can call if they have any difficulties relating to their air conditioning system. So I think this is a great business tool to utilize as part of the program. And again, we'll offer this to you. We'll send this out as a follow-up to this webinar. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the lines again. That covers the details of the program as it relates to what's required in requesting the thermostats and in reporting back to us. Are there any more questions? It looks like we're going to wrap up much earlier than anticipated. I'm glad we were able to keep this to about 30 minutes and let you get back to doing what you do best and being successful. So we're here to support you. And before I sign off, I'm going to unmute the phones and once again ask, are there any additional questions or concerns? All right. Well, I'm not seeing anything and I'm not hearing anything. So I'd like to thank you for your time today and your participation in the program. And without further ado, we'll go ahead and follow up with an email with the details that we've discussed today. And I'm always available. Should questions come up, feel free to email me or call me direct. Thanks, everybody. Oh, Kevin, I see you have a question. And I apologize. I'm having difficulty unmuting. Yes, that's a good question. Can we ask the customer for an installation fee? You may not charge for the unit. Oh, I think I'm hearing, it sounds like the mute has come off. I apologize for the technical difficulties here. You may not charge for the unit. You may charge for the labor as it relates to installation.
That's a good thing to know. Good job, Kevin.
Oh, there, now I can hear you. All right, was there anything else? But I'm going to go ahead and formally, oh, go ahead.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, it's Karen. I'm
Hi,
just wondering, hi, you mentioned earlier that customers have to go through the program in order to get this free thermostat.
Yes.
So if there are customers that wanted to receive one of these after the fact, would it then be possible for contractors to install them at a labor fee and not charge for the product, or is this solely for the purposes of acquiring new customers into the ACQC program with that free thermostat included?
That's a good question, Karen, and it has been designed for incentivizing new customers into the program. It's not something that you can go back and install with customers who have previously participated in the program.
I didn't even think that.
Did that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and formally end the call. Should you have any additional questions, please don't hesitate to email me direct. I'd be happy to answer them. Thanks so much for joining us today, and we'll see you later.
I need a hero! Okay, done that, done that, done that.